Hang on.
Go on then.
Right, we are on. So today's webinar is hopefully going to help you get the best out of your January from our experience with clients, see people when they set the goals and resolutions going into January, um, and hopefully just help you get off to a really good start in 2026. um, right, so why is January the
Am
most
I going
important?
bald?
Who are you?
I've just cut my hair and this camera's making me look bald. What's all that about? I've got a good head of
Might
hair.
be, must be light, mate. Why is January the most important month? Motivation at its highest after all the shit that people eat at Christmas, all the drink. You don't feel great about yourself come the back end, so you're ready to change. Fresh start feeling. As you enter the new year, you might make a few resolutions, you might set some goals, and it's a fresh start. Easier to build routines after Christmas, after you've been here, there, and everywhere. In January, you tend to not do a lot, so you can kind of really knuckle down with your plan. And it's a perfect time to reset habits and your mindset and make changes. So, first question on this, Dan, is um, how could I've got Postman here now. I'll leave you with this, but basically, how can you what are the biggest fails you see in people that we've dealt with in the past that start in January?
The biggest fails in January. It's a good question. Don't really know what the biggest fails are. Um, I think when in January, what people do is everybody comes with a maybe a fresh outlook. I want to be better. I think that's the question. Everybody says I want to be better this year than I was last year, and and perhaps the reality is that unless they still make the desired changes that they need to the lifestyle, then nothing. January is going to be no different to February, March, everything. It's just, yes, you want to be better, but unless you make the changes necessary, you're still going to have the same problems. You're still going to finish work at the same time. You're still going to start work. You've still got the same, the same eating habits. You've still got to be. I think in January you're going to be more prepared to make the changes necessary. But if you don't know what the changes are you need to make, you still get people failing for the same reasons. They just are not prepared to make the changes to the lifestyle that they need to make. I think that's top and bottom of it, and it just applies, doesn't it, to every single month. That every
Do you
month,
think
it's just that in January, everybody's like, right, this year, this is my year. This year, I'm going to smash it but it starts on January 3rd because obviously I need to polish off all these chocolates. Yeah, yeah. Oh no, I'll start on January 5th because obviously it's my dog's birthday, so I need to celebrate that in
yeah,
style.
we need to
Dog
get
needs dog needs a good send off.
there? Yeah, I mean, one of the things I think, I definitely think, um, I think people set unrealistic goals as well. Not, no, not goals. Um, Unrealistic expectations of the self. So, we hear it all the time, don't we? I'm not eating any carbs in January. Yeah, that'll last about a week. Um, I'm not eating a slice of bread in January. I'm not touching any alcohol in January, and it's just unrealistic shit that they're not going to take on for the rest of the year. Um, and you see it all the time. I do anyway with the people who I talk to and what have you. And there's always some form of thing that they're giving up instead of thinking, right, I've got from January to June. I go on holiday in June. How am I going to get there? What am I going to do in that time period? You know, and I think that people set themselves up to fail from the off by giving something up that they don't really need to give up. They just need to do less of.
Yeah, Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that's a good one. They do. They do. Think. Um, I think people. One of the things I think is as well, and I was thinking this actually this morning, is that people think unless you've got an hour or an hour and a half to dedicate at the gym or whatever, then people kind of sack it off really quickly
Yeah,
without thinking, perhaps instead of having to do an hour in the gym or whatever, it's like okay, just half an hour, but it's a really focused half an hour on something. So for example, if we wanting to gain some muscle mass, we say, right, it's half an hour. We're just gonna hit biceps and triceps really quickly in that half an hour and then leave. Or if we're trying to lose weight, right, oh, I've got to be in the gym to do it. You don't have to be. You can go out for a walk. You can try and go for a really fast walk somewhere.
yeah, yeah,
Just try and do things like that. You don't have to be in the gym for hours and hours and hours.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's a definitely a big one. Um, I think if people started smaller and thought to
Yeah,
themselves, like what we've said before, 10,000 steps, just aiming at getting to that bare minimum. If that was your only goal in January and your steps were currently fucking 3,000, even that will make a big difference, won't it?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. It does make a big difference. It makes a huge difference, really.
yeah.
Step count. Oh God, it's like my literal nemesis.
I think that should actually be the number one goal for people in January. Like I think aiming at getting the steps in every day because that's where the expenditure's created, isn't it? That eventually they're gonna need, and if they can create that routine of just a basic amount of steps, you kind of know where you're at for the rest of the year.
Mm, yeah, for definite.
Definitely. So, um, I think another one where they fail is, and this isn't necessarily with our clients. It's more people that in general just start New Year's resolutions. They don't have any accountability or support throughout it. Obviously, we're going to say that because that's what we do for a living, but I think lack of accountability is a massive one in people failing in January.
Yeah, support. Yeah, support and accountability is a good one. Posting even just like posting stuff to your social media, saying your Facebook. All right, I'm going to do this. This is my goal, and trying to keep people informed. Just people see that you're trying to do that, and then they will try and help support you through it. Having a supportive partner, I mean, that is a big one. That one actually, to be fair, if you've got if you've got a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, um, trying support either doing something with you or supporting you through it by not going, oh, what we having for tea tonight? Is it salmon and veg? Fuck that. I'm having pizza. You have your shitty salmon and veg.
Yeah,
That it's a big one. It is a big one that you need that support from the person next to you. Um, Encouraging you and not not encouraging you to have pizza when you should be having some meat and two veg or something like that. So
yeah.
that's a good one.
Lindsay and BJ are a good example of that, and I truly think that's why they've lost 5 stone apiece. Like
Yeah,
they did it together. We've had loads, haven't we? Brady and Jude did well for their wedding.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It does definitely help. Just having a partner on board, even if they're not doing it, but just supporting you by eating what you want to eat, not bringing chocolate home, not asking for crap from the supermarket, not asking for takeaways on Fridays and stuff like that. It's so important
the
actually.
worst thing is I'm the one in our relationship that does do that. Fucking unbelievable. Gets to Friday. Oh, let's just get a takeaway. Fucking and yeah, I
Yeah.
see it even from me doing it. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I don't know how your boyfriend puts up with you, to be honest.
No, I don't. But yeah, I definitely think that is a big one. It was a good one. Is that I think if you can get your other half not just on board, not necessarily on board, but on the same wavelength, and family members
Yeah.
to a degree, but you don't see them as much, do you? But
Yeah.
do you know,
Well,
like
you do, don't you? If you've got a feeder for a mum, let's be
yeah,
honest.
you
That,
haven't
that,
you?
that, oh, God, yeah, she's a nightmare. Cake, bun, biscuit. No, mum, I don't want it. Yeah, you do. Have it. Oh, I'll go on then. All right. So that's my favourite. That I love a lemon fancy.
And, and then you feel guilty, don't you, when you say no?
Well, then I just go walking around the farm for a bit.
Fucking class.
I'm not taking tractor. I'll just walk there instead.
Burn this blue ribbon off.
Yeah.
I think I've pretty much covered the why. I have a section here of why fat loss has felt hard before, and we've kind of covered that. So overcomplicating plans, trying to be perfect, all or nothing mindsets. So like going all in, like we said, giving everything up rather than just thinking there's basic things that I need to sort out first. Um,
Yeah. Overcoming the barriers to success.
yeah, it's a nice
That's like
quote.
literally, that was like the third thing you learned on your PT course. After how to tidy up, it's like, well, how do you get people to overcome the barriers to success?
Well, you're now good at tidying, so
I know, I
I,
know.
I must have been asleep at that bit. No accountability or structure, and doing it alone, which tied in with the couples thing, the support.
Mm,
So I believe there's three types of January starter, um, and I think people fall into one of these categories. One of them being the overwhelmed starter, who doesn't know where to begin and needs simplicity. The all-in starter, who tries to do everything and burns out by week three, and then the consistent builder who's slow and steady ends up achieving big results and it's sustainable for him. That for me that third one would we've got loads of them, haven't we, that have done that over the years. But if you think of it as in every 10 clients, I bet there's only two of them that you would count in that have done it slow and steady and ended up within 2 years' time just looking a completely different person. Um,
mm,
a lot, a lot of the overwhelmed ones who don't know where to begin and need simplicity, and that's where we come in and kind of like what we've just said, encourage them to do more steps, um, help them understand diet. I mean, you've helped people cook, haven't you, before? Like, as in, literally taught them how to cook meals, because that's how basic it can be for some people. Um, Simplicity might like link in with like the tradies that we work with that are on the road who need to be able to just nip into a Tesco Express and grab something. Um, but yeah, I think the number two, the all-in-one, that's the one that fails the quickest. I mean, how many do we have that they're fucking belters out there? They're literally ghosters within 2 weeks. So they're on it and they're fucking proper everyday posting on Fred and they've gone by week three and we don't even know where they've gone. We're still waiting to hear from them now.
yeah. Yeah, but it's usually because I actually think with that, sometimes I think it's because they don't, they're a bit embarrassed.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they start out all guns blazing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then they'll get to Saturday, have a blowout, whatever. I don't know whatever. Eat themselves a whole pack of lemon fancies, feel crap. But then then they go off the rails for the whole weekend. And then it gets to Monday and you're like, how's your weekend gone? And they're just like, I can't say it's all gone to shit. It's just rather than drawing a line under it and going, you know, I've had a bad weekend. I've had a bad weekend. I need to start again. I sometimes think that they think that, you
we're
know,
going to be disappointed.
we're going to shout at them and kick off and be, oh, fucking hell, you knobheads. I mean, we're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
We're there to try and right.
Get them
Okay,
back.
well, let's draw a line under that. Let's move forward. Right, let's try and take it one day at a time again. Try and make Monday a better day, Tuesday a better day, and build up the days and see if we can go again. So I do think sometimes there is an element of embarrassment more than anything.
Yeah, I think you bang on. I think you bang on. Um, so to wrap that up, I think basically we'll just talk about the five things that you liked the word pillars, didn't you, Dan? The B
Mate,
transform five
I
pillars.
literally said to you earlier, overcoming the barriers to success, and you looked at me with a blank expression as though I was talking Swahili, and now you're going to start quoting the five pillars to me, and I'm like, mate,
The
come
five
on,
commandments.
what?
The five things that we would be looking at with a client if we were to take them on um,
You've
from
obviously
from the
stolen these from Instagram somewhere. You.
So number one, a simple diet. So one that you can follow, not one that's going to be chicken and rice 5 times a day. Um,
But that would work.
yeah, that would work.
and
That would work really well.
it is really simple.
Yeah. All right then. We'll change the first pillar to,
What we're
to
changing it to chicken and rice 5 times a day.
yeah. Thou must have. Um, Basically a sustainable diet, so one that works for that client. That'd be the first thing that we'd look to give a client. Um, Not going with a diet that restricts you from all the things that you currently enjoy, basically. Um, Number two, an achievable training plan, not just not just one that Ronnie Coleman's done and Mr. Olympia with. So one that I don't know, one that works around that person's job, life, time with the kids type thing, and one that they're not going to do for 3 4 weeks and again fuck it off. People do that with the road running, don't they? They start couch to 5K in January, and then it's gone. It's couch
You
to
doing it?
5K back to couch. So yeah, not over, not putting too many days in, not putting something in that doesn't work for that person. Number three, we will offer accountability and support. Um, and I would arguably say that this is the best and most important thing that we actually offer, stripping away all the education, the diets, everything. I think that the reason that we get the success we do is because I believe that we're the best at keeping in touch with clients, keeping them um, on track, pulling them back up when they're down. Um, and I think that you especially with this, you stay in touch with them absolutely every single day, and that if people follow it and people don't just ghost us, is a recipe for them 100% getting a result in it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, for definite.
Um, Number four, the small steps basically that are gonna basically that the habits that we would like to instill in a client, and it'd be things like simple things like steps, water intake, daily activity,
Hmm.
and healthy breakfast, for argument's sake, healthy start to every day. And think obviously that comes back to accountability, but we've actually got, haven't we, Dan, a daily check-in now that they can do where they can actually have their own composed list that comes up that they can just tick off, so they can have like a tick box of things that the non-negotiables that they've got to do every day.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a good thing for someone to do if they came in January.
yeah, 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 yeah. It could be a good idea. That. Yeah, yeah. Shower,
Shit,
brush your
shower,
teeth,
shave. That's
brush your
fine.
teeth 3 times a day.
Shit, shower, shave, ticked off.
Mm,
Um, and then last but not least, helping people get into the right mindset, helping them um, set realistic goals, um, helping them get through daily struggles to do with the food, might be to do with the training, it might be to do with none of that, and just helping them make sure that they're keeping the right mindset. I mean, sometimes with this job, you feel like a counsellor, don't you? There's times where it's nothing to do with um, fitness and training, basically, is it? And diet. It can just sometimes be that someone needs to just vent something or rant about something, and then they're back to fucking square one and smashing it again.
mm, yeah, yeah, that's true. We do spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Fucking Bella. But yeah, I think for anyone who is watching this who does want to start in January or is thinking about taking a coach on in January, um, don't expect it to be one of these things where it's like Sergeant Major. It's not. We're looking at things that you can implement into your life from January and carry that on for 12 months of the year and not just that month. So it's not going to be an all in out struggle from the off. It's going to be gradual stuff. It's going to be habits, routines, getting you in the right mindset, and then
Mm.
finally achieving the goal that you've set out to achieve. You got
Yeah,
out to add to that now?
no, it's just trying to make people understand that you've got to be in it for the long haul. You can't. It's not just a 4 week, 5 week, 6 week, 8 week process. You know, if it's taken you 24 years to get to where you are currently, it's going to take more than a couple of months to undo all that work.
Yeah.
Weight loss, fat loss, or weight, even, trying to gain muscle. It's not a linear process. So it's not every week you're not going to lose a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. When people are saying, "Oh, I haven't lost 4 pounds, I expect me to lose," I'm like, where have you got that idea from? Where have you got the notion that you are ever going to lose 4 pounds consistently every week? I mean, if you're getting that idea off someone,
They're
I mean,
talking shit.
yeah, I mean, some weeks you're going to lose a pound, some weeks it might be 2 pounds, some weeks you're going to gain a pound. You might go out on the lash one weekend and you might gain £5, but then you might lose £3, and it's just over a course of 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. As long as you're seeing a downward trend, that is what you need to be aiming for, and you've just
Yeah.
got to stay consistent with it.
Let,
Stay consistent from January. Build the habits. Put the processes into place. Put the habits into place. You know, right, I need to I finish work at 6 o'clock, but I can't be asked to go to the gym. I can't be asked to go home. Right, well, take your gym kit to work. Join a gym that's right next to your work. Go there immediately from work. Just spend half an hour just doing something, and then leave, and just keep consistently building up good habits until eventually you might be 2 years in and 6 stone down, and that's where you want to be.
yeah. Let's set that as the next program that we'll bring out the 24-year shred. They've got to lock in for 24 years, the same amount of time that you've been eating shit for.
Yeah, yeah. But it's true though. It's true. If it's taking you 20 years to get to where you currently are, it is not going to be undone in 8 weeks.
No.
It's not. It's going to take a lot longer. You've got to give yourself a lot longer. You've got to be realistic with how long it's going to take you. And some weeks it's going to be great, and some weeks it's going to be not so great. But it's not giving up when it's not so great, and just keep on consistently going, and getting some good habits together.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So we'll wrap up there then. So anyone who does want to sign up, we don't bite. Um, there's not many names left now. We've sold quite a lot already, haven't we, Dan? So it's a matter of the last takers because we need to keep the service as high as we can. So we can't take too many on. So if you do want to join, get in touch with one of me or Dan. or on the Insta, or on the website.
Yeah.
Mint,
Super.
fantastic.
Right, well, I'll see you at work shortly.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.